Welcome to Getting Outdoors with Mike and Yvonne. We wanted to show you a little bit today how we haul our cargo and the pad that we have picked up and how we ride double on our four-wheeler. What we did, we tried 2 or 3 different pads and we finally decided on using this one. It's from Academy Sports. You have to buy it online. They don't have it in stock in the store. We tried out $100, a little less than $100. So far, it's been really great. It's really easy to install. It has 3 main compartments, and we'll show you here in a second on how it sets up. But it's a really great product, and I would suggest that you order it. And then we're going to show you how we added a seat to ours. And what I mean is when you set inside of this pad, you don't have a whole lot of structure. There's some here, there's quite a bit of structure, but it's not really stiff when you ride it. But looking at the pad itself, it comes with 2 cup holders in the front, and they do Velcro off if you want to use them on your belt or on your pack or anywhere. You have all these bungees on the top. It is a waterproof material, and it's pretty strong Condor material. If you look inside of it, you can see they're pretty good sized pouches. You have enough room for all of your goodies and all of your items you want to carry with you. In the main back, there's 1 large compartment. This compartment is really good for your helmets, some of your bigger gear, things like that. And then the pad in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unclip the seat that we have, take our seat off. This is the pad in the middle that you sat on, and it actually clips in and it velcros to the bottom, so you can take it off if you want to take it off and take it inside, or if you want to wash it, it actually velcros apart, comes apart. But it's a good 2-inch pad. It's really nice to set on. But like I say, when you set in this, the rider doesn't have, they have some structure, but we wanted to try to figure out a better way to put a harder seat in here for the backrest. Now note it does have the connections here, so this makes it pretty stout. And what you do to put it on your four-wheeler is you have these little clips, and they basically just clip around the rack. So you have 4 clips. Doesn't take but about a minute to install. So what we did to provide a stiffer backrest is we come up with this idea. If you go to Dunham Sports, they have a bleacher seat that you would use in a stadium when I'm watching the kids' football games, things like that. It was actually $21, and it's made by JCI Outdoors. What we did is we added a piece of foam insulation to the top, just for a little bit better backrest. And it opens up, and you have these bands that help hold it, plus you have this brace at the bottom. And then you have a clip at the bottom that actually is supposed to go over the bleacher. But here's what we did to adapt it to our four-wheeler. Alright, so what you do when you want to put this on is you reach down here and you put your strap underneath your clip. And the strap ends up going all the way around the pad on the seat. And you just tighten that down. And then all you do is flip the seat up. Now, you have another padded seat to sit on. You have a solid backrest. And then we added this little rubber piece to the top. So now you have a place for a second person to double ride on the four-wheeler. Now, if you're going to ride like the Hatfield-McCoy trails, or if you're going to ride the trails down at Uwharrie, you can't double on a four-wheeler. But if you're riding around the house, if you're riding private property, or let's say you're riding the outlaw trails in West Virginia, you can double on a four-wheeler. And in this way you can do it, and it's pretty comfortable. 2 things you got to have: a solid backrest, and then come over here and I'll show you something. You want to take your pad and you want to let it overhang about 2 to 3 inches past the rack of the four-wheeler. That moves the rider further back on the four-wheeler when you're riding, so that way you won't be scrunched up. And then if we're riding single, a lot of times I'll just take a strap and put up. That holds it up out of my way and stays out of my way when we're riding. So we'll take you for a ride here in a second and show you what it's like. One of the other things that we got is you have to have some type of a footrest for a second rider. And we got the ATV rear foot rests. They're from Amazon. They're 50 bucks. They're a really great product so far. And they're all made out of nylon. And they actually go up and they actually clip onto the rack. So they hang off of the rack. There's no screws or anything where you screw it into your four-wheeler. And when you don't want to use them, you just roll them up out of the way and they hook right back on under the rack. When you want to ride the extra rider, you unclip them and pull them out, and there you got your footrest. All right, darling, if you would, I'd like for you to get on the four-wheeler. We'll show them what it looks like with the second rider, and then we'll ride around a little bit showing them what it looks like with two riders. Alrighty guys, we want to show you what it's like with the second rider getting on the four-wheeler with our system that we've got. So Yvonne's going to get on the four-wheeler. And like I said earlier, it's important that you put that seat about 2 or 3 inches back past the rack. That allows that second person to be able to sit comfortably behind you without them being on top of the driver. So how's it feel, darling?
That's wonderful.
All right, so let me get on the four-wheeler, and that way you can see what it looks like as we're both riding together. I don't know if I can wear my gun or not. This is going to be our next fun trip right here. Oh yeah, this works out great. Are you okay with that gun now?
Put my hands on it.
That's what it's like with the second